What's up, y'all? It's Jada, and I am back with another video. Back with another video. Girl, I was just whipping my head. You think my hair was down. It's in a bun. It's in a bun. So, I just got back from the nail shop. What do you guys think? Oh, here you go. It's kind of like a peach color nail. And they're pretty long. I think they look really cute. It was actually not that expensive. Today, if you have read the title, I am going to talk about how I became a parent at 17 years old. Yes, guys, 17 years old. I was a teen mother. I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, at the time I was, but I am not ashamed of it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So, this all took place when I was in high school. Yes, I was in high school. I was 16 years old and I was dating my daughter's father. If you guys didn't know, I'm from Chicago and I went to a school on the north side called Sullivan High School. No, it was not a good high school, so don't even ask. It was a crap high school. And so basically, I met him freshman year when I was 15, and we started dating then. I got pregnant the end of my sophomore year, going into the summer. I was about to be 17. I was 16 still. I got pregnant. Basically, what happened is I was not feeling good. I started feeling very nauseous, and I was getting like horrible headaches. Like, so bad to the point where, like, I had to lay in a dark room. Like, I couldn't listen to any TV. People couldn't talk around me. I was just not feeling like myself. I basically always had migraines, so I really didn't think anything of it. And anytime I would get a migraine, I would get nauseous too. So I didn't really think like, oh, I could be pregnant. So the thing that got me was I usually would get my period on the second or third of every month, and I ended up not getting it on the second or the third, and I was just thinking like maybe I'm stressed out lately because we were having finals in school, like, you know, the final like test of the year to see if we pass. I thought I was stressing, so I waited like a week, and then I started getting really nervous. So my mom basically took me to the doctors. So wait, before we get into that, my mom basically, I talked to her, she gave me the talk, and I told her that I was being sexually active, or I was at least thinking about being sexually active. My family, we are really close, so my mom basically taught us that, like, if we had to talk about anything, come to her. So I went to her and I told her that I was thinking about being sexually active, so she took me to the doctors and she got me birth control pills. I started taking the birth control pills within like 4 or 5 months. I was not getting my period at all, and I was getting nervous because, you know, I was young and I didn't really know, I wasn't really informed that you wouldn't get your period. So I went and told my mom, and my mom was getting really nervous about it. So she took me to the doctors to see if we would be able to get some different type of birth control. So within that time, she told me to stop taking it. She said, stop taking the birth control pills. I don't like that you're not going to be having your period. So it is me being so like not informed about it, I stopped taking it. Me now, I would have kept taking it because no period, that's like the best thing in the world. Am I right or am I wrong? So I stopped taking my birth control pills, and I didn't know that there was a giant risk that I can get pregnant. I just thought like I still had the pills in my system and I'm not going to get pregnant. So literally directly right after I stopped taking my pills, like a couple weeks after, I got pregnant. Um, and this was back in like 2010. 2010, I basically got pregnant. So, back to where I was at. My mother took me to the doctors. When I told you guys, I felt like I was gonna crap myself. I felt so freaking nervous that I do not know like what I was gonna do. So we went to the doctors. Me and my mom went in there. The lady basically gave me a pap smear, see if everything was okay down there, and then she asked my mother to leave the room because that's what they did when we were teens. They said if you want your mother to leave the room, she can leave because we won't say the things that we want to say around our parents. So my mother left the room, and I talked to my doctor, and I told her I think I might be pregnant. Will there be any way that I can take a pregnancy test? So she gave me a little cup, and she made me pee in it. Of course, what else am I gonna do with a pee cup? She made me go use the bathroom. My mom basically like was kind of feeling a little fishy about the situation, and she was like, why are you peeing in a cup? And I was like, I guess she just wants to see if I have some type of infection or something, but I knew what it was. I knew what it was. Like, I know everything about my body. I know when something's not right, and I know when something is right. I knew I was pregnant. So, I went to the bathroom. It was down the hall from the doctor's office. It was in this big building. So, right after the doctor's office, I went to go use the bathroom, and I came back with the cup. The lady did not give me a top to the pee cup. So, I was shaking really, really bad. And like I tried to pass it through the window to the lady, and I was shaking so bad that I actually poured some of my pee on her hand, which is pretty disgusting. But yeah, I did it, and I regret it tremendously. So basically, the lady, she goes in the back. She makes me and my mom sit in the waiting room of the doctor's office, and she comes back and she pulls me in the room, and she tells my mom to stay in the waiting room. Basically, she said, your test results came back positive. You are pregnant. You are at least I think I was 2 or 3 weeks pregnant, and she said it's very early on in your pregnancy. We do have different options like abortion, and adoption, and certain things like that. I 100% do not believe in abortion, so that was not gonna happen. And I don't know. I mean, I do. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in adoption because I am considering in the future adopting, but I don't feel as if like I laid down and did it. I don't feel as if I should have to, you know, not take care of my responsibilities. Um, so basically, I went to school the next day, and my boyfriend at the time was there, and I was so nervous to tell him, y'all. I was so nervous. I remember like it was yesterday. He was sitting at the lunch table with all of our friends, and I came up and I was distraught, and I was like, hey, can I talk to you? And basically he pushed it off. He told me that they were doing something important at the time and that he couldn't talk about it. So basically I had to wait all day until the last period to talk to him. So the bell rang, it was time to go. We were getting stuff out of our lockers to go home, and then we started walking home. My house was like probably like a 10-15 minute walk from the school. So basically the way that I told him is I was like, hey, I got something to talk to you about, and I'm really nervous because I don't know if you're gonna take it the right way. And he was like, hey, what's wrong? And like, I guess he automatically assumed that like I cheated on him or something because of the like how upset and like emotional I was. So I basically told him, like, I'm pregnant, I'm 2 weeks. And when I tell you guys, his reaction was 100% not what I thought it was going to be at all. I thought that he was going to be like crying and upset. He was actually very happy. Um, just because he lost his mother at a young age, and he told me that, he just he wanted to basically be there for his child, not that his mom had a choice because she passed away at a young age. But he was pretty happy. So basically, I didn't really tell anybody, but I told one person. She was my best friend at the time, and she literally told everybody. Everybody. And when I tell you, I was getting the nastiest looks. I was basically like, my teachers would give me the dirtiest looks because they thought, like, oh, she's ruining her future. She's not going to go anywhere in life. It's just going to be all bad for her. But it was actually the complete opposite. Like, my daughter, Nevaeh, she is the most important thing to me. Of course, like, my other kids are very, very important to me, but she made me a woman. You know what I mean? She made me realize that there is more to life than, hanging out in the streets and, drinking and other stuff. That, I never done. I've always had a really good, head on my shoulders. So, yeah. Sadly, me and my daughter's father did not work out. We did not make it past senior year, because of things that I do not want to discuss. But yeah, she is literally the light of my life, and I wouldn't do anything to change that. Like I said in my previous video, my Q&A, if you have not watched that, go watch it right now. Por favor. I wouldn't change it. I mean, like, I wish I would have, like, been more safe and waited, because I could have went to college, and I could have had, like, a house and, a better job, and not basically working 9 to 5s, But I guess, like, God always has a plan for people. That's what I always tell people. God has a plan, and maybe it happened for a reason. Maybe I was going to go down a bad path because the people that I was hanging around with was not good people, and maybe I would have gone down a really, really bad path. So, I think the hardest part of teen pregnancy and, being such a young mother is you have adults that are basically frowning upon you, because they basically just make you feel as if, like, you're making a mistake, and, you should have been safer. Now, actually, like, the whole, like, telling my parents part, my mother, I remember this like it was yesterday. I came home from school, and my mom always loved to play fight. Always loved to play fight. So she was being, like, really, really, really rough with me. Like, she was just playing and, like, tossing me. And I was like, Mom, be careful. She's like, what, are you pregnant? And I gave her this look, and she was like, are you serious? Now, I am not the first teen pregnancy in my family. My sister was a teen mother. She had her son at, I think, 16 or 17. And, so my mom, she was more distraught about my sister, my older sister, getting pregnant as a teenager. So I feel as if, like, I had a better situation. It was, like, a better situation than my sister's. I guess my mom's been through it before, so she wasn't really too upset about it. Now my dad, on the other hand, my dad was very protective. I remember he invited my boyfriend at the time over and was like, are you guys having sex? You better not be having sex. First of all, I was pregnant already. He just ain't even know about it. So what I told my dad was, me and my mom were sitting there talking, and I told her, like, I don't want to tell Dad because I'm really, really nervous. can you tell him for me? So I took the chicken way out and I made my mom tell my dad. And he basically came in the living room and told me that I was making one of the biggest mistakes of my life. And turns out she wasn't even a mistake. She's literally the, she's like an angel. She is. Look at this piece of hair. Like, it keeps flopping out of my freaking ear. But anyways, guys, that is how everything went. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, subscribe and comment. If you are a teen mother or you're just scared of having a child in general, I wish I would have waited. 100% I wish I would have waited, because oh, he needs to get his car fixed. But yeah, if you are a teen parent and you need some advice, you can always DM me on social media at Jayda, Jayda Lyn, Lyn. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.